Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Tarot by Cecelia on Patreon. This is your monthly tarot guidance for the month of October 2016. Yes, we finally arrived. How long have you been hearing me talking about October? Indeed, it is here. Let's talk about what's going on this month. Not near as much as in the last 9 months, that's for sure. All right. On the 6th, Mercury leaves shadow. So that ends our third Mercury retrograde of the year for good and allows you to move forward with a number of things. On the 7th, Mercury will enter Libra, and it'll start for the next few cycles, moving through signs rather quickly since it's no longer in any type of retrograde motion. On the 16th, there's a full moon in Aries. On the 18th, Venus will enter Sagittarius. On the 22nd, the Sun is going into Scorpio. I'm kind of thinking this is, a positive thing for you, all right? Another fellow water sign there. On the 24th, Mercury also enters Scorpio. Conversation, I think, could become intense, but not necessarily in a bad way. And on the 30th, there's a new moon in Scorpio. So, we had that wonderful new moon at the end of September on the 30th in Libra. That really was the best new moon of the year. And it was kind of like a turning point for many to get into a new phase. So what is your new phase about? Well, to look at the cards, I really have to say happiness, emotional fulfillment, the desire for unconditional love. Is it there? There are things taking place in the first 10 days of this month, which I think are very near and dear to you, even if they're not for you. So that's an interesting thing, because in the U.S., on the 10th, it is Columbus Day. In Canada, it's Thanksgiving. But, you're kind of like looking things over and wondering what will balance out your life, what will bring in, the happiness that you want, whether it's around the home, in your love life. You got to remember that this year Jupiter is in Libra, and that's highlighting your house of finance. So, in looking at this, the status quo really doesn't suit you. Things have been wrong, right? For quite some time. And, now I think you've become a lot more grounded and even spiritual in some sense, where before, now yours is considered really one of the most intuitive signs, but yet so many of the Pisces that I know, they really don't, pay much attention to it. So go figure. But the losses that have happened and, the things that are around you, I kind of think that, and I don't know how else to put this, I've never even said this to anyone before, but like that you begin to have that understanding and that feeling of the presence of angels who are guiding you, all right, who help you with the patience that you need to get to where you want. Now, what is good about, not good, but positive as an outcome of the losses that have occurred is that you didn't lose everything, all right? You're still hanging on for dear life to what's yours. And I don't mean this in a negative way, okay? You're like, this is mine. I'm not letting it go, at least not right now. This is what I have left. It's that type of thing. So what is yours and what you've managed to salvage from all the things that have happened, you're going to hold on to tightly. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some connections, I want to say, to some individuals that can be downright stressful, but getting away from this person or persons is not something that you can do. Okay? Sorry. It just isn't. Where in some instances when it comes to relationships, you can cut those ties. Um, Boy, you would like to, but there is a wish that comes forth from this, all right? Maybe somehow there is a way to prevent this person or people from causing you so much agony, whatever it is that's going on, because they're a part of the struggles that have been taking place. So maybe, just maybe, you start to see more cooperation and less feeling all the time. That would be good because you are putting an end to some situations. Oh boy, like long time coming, big ending. And you know what? You've fought and clawed your way back to the driver's seat. I I can't help but think of, and I'm wanting to laugh as I say this, because there'll be a Pisces that's listening to it that thinks it's amusing. But an Indiana Jones movie, all right, where he's under the car, he's over the car, he's fighting the bad guys, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? And the scene goes on, and it drags out, and you're hanging by a rope, and next thing you know, you climb up the rope, and you get back in the vehicle, and you bat away all the bad guys, and you're back in charge again. Ta-da! That's what it's like. That's what your month is like. And that's how you're feeling. It's been an extremely humbling experience over the last 5 years, at least. But it's like being back in the saddle again. Okay? So there are some positive changes coming your way this month. I actually want to say that I get a feeling that you have more than one wish coming your way because you start to feel good about things again, taking control of them. And there is a legal matter, whether it's yours or it's around you. Boy, does it come like where you're going, okay, survived all of that. It's an amazing thing. And it lets you know that you're headed towards smoother waters. And it's that, like, all right, I can relax now. Really, you can't, okay? But, I'm sorry. But it's like, but your prayers have been answered. Like, really, truly have been answered. And Pisces, you would like very much to be standing on your own 2 feet. And in some respects, you're really doing much better. But the universe has something to offer you this month, okay? Could come through your work, could come through somewhere else. But I think it definitely leaves you feeling a little more, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say carefree. We'll go with carefree, okay? Because it's kind of like you dodged a bullet. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like where something comes along just in the nick of time, a change that you need, whether it's a financial change or whatever. But, that happens sometimes. And that's difficult to explain. Personally, I think the universe has a poor sense of humor. Like, why give you something right at the moment that you need it? Why make you go through all of that other stuff? It doesn't always seem fair. So there is, I really think, this month where you're seeing some things are starting to level out. They're starting to become more fair. Like, get a couple of those situations cleared away and feel like you can begin anew again. So that's a very positive thing. It's not that you want to, I want to say, taunt any challenging situations, because really you're probably tired of defending yourself anyway. But you need some new plans. I think that all of your hopes and dreams and wishes and plans that you've had and reworked over these recent years still aren't where they need to be. Okay? Decisions need to be made. Some of them are going to need to be made at a moment's notice. This is not something I've mentioned for anyone else, but I'm seeing it here. So, it could be, well, let's see, we've got what's over here. Give me a second here, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking if it has anything to do with your finances, because remember I said Jupiter's in Libra this year, so things are going to happen to help your financial picture. So let's say that something good happens in October. It probably puts you in the position where if there is extra, you're like, okay, now I need to disperse it, that type of thing. All right. But you will have the necessary clarity to do so. And one of the things that I always caution against is, don't give it all away. There's a need here for frugality that, if it hasn't been learned yet, it needs to be. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing here, Pisces, is interesting, okay? And this is you just continuing to work out the details of your life, all right? I want to say ironing out the kinks, okay? Because if you get anything really big accomplished, which some of you already have, and then you're ready to continue on, what is it that you hope to find? Because, I want to say, love, a strong commitment, a strong bond with a certain someone. But you know what? It's not yet. It is not yet. So where are we? October. I think it's coming in. Sometime by the solstice next year, maybe over that season, okay? Whether it's summer or winter, depending upon where you are. It's that kind of a time frame where you're going to see something. And what I like here is because you are such an emotional being that if you are indeed looking for a relationship, a special commitment, someone to come in and, let's say, sweep you off your feet, they need to be that mutual, equal, I want to say, emotional type person. Not to say that, there's two emotional people getting together and it creates all this, drama or anything like that. But I mean it in a sense that someone who can come in and understand who you are and accept you for that, because not everybody can. All right? You have to keep that in mind. So while you're on that quest, keep in mind that you want to find someone with whom you can have that emotional bond. And hopefully it's an uplifting one. That's what I want to see for you, is an uplifting emotional bond. So in recent years, there's been a lot of loss, a lot of painful situations. Um, just this in general, I want to say sometimes wondering what's coming next. That type of thing. Like, let me out of here. In a powerless sense, to be honest. So you're overcoming that. And you're overcoming a lot of it this month. I think that it takes a little longer before you feel the success that you need with the changes that you're trying to achieve. But they're coming, and you are working on them. So this month does represent some form of a new beginning in a particular area for you. Like I said, it's kind of like, even though things seem challenging and you still feel like you have to defend yourself in a certain area, you're really just like, what the heck? It's okay. Like, you can go forward and you can do it. There's some really unusual moments in here for you this month. That's the best way I can describe it. It's, there's the old and the new, The old is really trying to leave. Like I said, you become like Indiana Jones, getting up to the top of the vehicle and taking over. All right? So that happens. You flip things. And, that, leaving the scene of the burning building and the rubble behind you. You know how the action movies go. It may not come across so dramatic in your life when others are looking at you, but it may very well be how you're feeling when you do this, because you're definitely making some sort of progress that leaves you feeling really good. And I'm amazed by it. How things, I really want to say from the point of the new moon in Libra, okay, which was September the 30th, it's like it just started. Like you started this new chapter. So by the time you get to the 10th, you're aware of some things. Okay? I don't know how else to put it. There are things that happen this month that are regarding your finances. There's some huge endings here. And there's some crazy new beginnings where you're just, I think I know what the word is I want to use. Even though I don't expect you to be like Evil Knievel, Daredevil, okay? Like Daredevil, like, hey, I did all this. You can't mess with me now. It's that kind of a feeling. When you see, I really want to say, like the synchronicity of the universe, and start having the understanding of this. And that's what I think is kind of going on, is that, you're like looking at things. And if you really take the time and the thought to think about everything that's happened for the last 5, 6 years of your life, and how you arrived at this point, and the ups and the downs, and so many downs, and then all of a sudden, it's like you changed the whole story. And I'm like amazed, like truly amazed. How did you do it? Through a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of hard work, trying to figure it all out. But I'm telling you, I'm so amazed by the whole thing. I'm going to put a couple more here because I want to see. Like there's the hard times that are ending, and new choices. This is a year of new relationships coming in as well, and really being able to, I want to say, when it comes to making decisions, learning to make decisions better. That is something that I've been emphasizing over and over again for really everyone. And I want to say the month of April. I don't know why. Okay, we'll keep that on the radar for you and see what happens. Perhaps it's a chance meeting. That could be that something that's out there that wants to come your way. All right? Because you can't just suddenly wake up one day if you're looking for a fantastic relationship and be in one, right? At some point, you have to have that meeting, and you have to meet the right person. So, let's keep that in mind. So, big month for you, Pisces. Big, big month. Enjoy it. I want to thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you here again next month. Take care.